They say the line between survival and betrayal is thin until you're the one standing in the rain, holding the secret that can destroy the man you love. Amara never wanted to choose between truth and loyalty, but that was before she found his wallet and her name inside it. You said it was just a test. So why does it feel like I failed everything? Maybe love isn't about trust. Maybe it's about who's left standing when the truth finally burns through the lies. The day had begun like any other. The small cafe on West 47th buzzed with quiet life. Espresso machines hissing, chairs scraping, someone humming along to an old jazz tune. Amara Langley wiped the counter for the third time, though it was already spotless. She'd worked there for almost a year, yet mornings always made her restless. The regulars were the same: the old man who read the newspaper upside down, the college girl with earbuds, and then the man in the charcoal suit. He sat in the corner booth, always alone, always reading something without turning a page. The light from the window fell across his face like it had chosen him. Sharp jawline, expression unreadable, and a silver ring that glinted every time he reached for his cup. Most days, Amara avoided looking. But that morning, she couldn't help it. Something about him felt heavier, like he carried silence the way others carried secrets. When he stood to leave, he left a folded bill beside his cup and his wallet. At first, she thought he'd be back in seconds. People forgot things all the time. But minutes passed, then 20. She picked it up. Black leather, smooth, expensive. The kind of thing you don't just forget. Her fingers hesitated on the clasp. She shouldn't. But curiosity had its own gravity. Inside was a card, Loren Callum. The name alone sounded like a warning. There was cash too, but what caught her breath was a small photo tucked in the fold of her. It wasn't from the cafe. It was from months ago, her walking home, headphones in, unaware. Her stomach dropped. She looked toward the window, heart pounding, scanning the street, but he was gone. Rain began to fall again, light and steady, as if the world itself exhaled. Some secrets don't wait to be discovered. They find you, just to see what you'll do next. By afternoon, Amara had tried to shake it off. She told herself there had to be an explanation. Maybe he was some private investigator. Maybe it was mistaken identity. But her name, her photo. No, this wasn't random. When the cafe closed at 7, she stood outside with the wallet in her hand, the rain misting against her skin. The city lights blurred into gold and red streaks through the drizzle. She hesitated, staring at the number on one of the business cards inside. Should she call, return it, and forget all of this? Her chest felt tight. She couldn't walk away, not with her picture inside it. Her voice shook as she dialed. Hi. I think you left your wallet at Juno Cafe. Silence. Then a voice, deep calm and too composed. Who is this? Amara Langley. You looked inside. It wasn't a question. Her throat tightened. I just wanted to find your name. Another pause. And what else did you find, Amara Langley? She felt her pulse in her ears. Nothing I wanted to. There was a soft exhale. Good. Stay where you are. The line went dead. She stared at her phone, uncertain whether to run or wait. Then she saw it. A black car turning the corner, headlights slicing through rain. When the driver's window rolled down, the man from the cafe was there. Up close, Loren Callum looked different, sharper, colder. The kind of man whose presence made silence stretch too long. He didn't smile, just opened the passenger door. Get in. Her instinct screamed no, but curiosity whispered louder. Inside, the car smelled faintly of cedar and danger. The city passed by in reflections, glass and shadow. You knew who I was, he said finally. No, she whispered. I still don't. He glanced at her then, the kind of glance that felt like an assessment. You returned it. Most wouldn't. I didn't do it for you. That made him laugh, low, humorless. Of course not. His fingers drummed once against the steering wheel. Do you believe people are honest by nature? She frowned. I believe people want to be, until they have to choose. His eyes flicked toward her, then back to the road. Interesting answer. They stopped outside a high-rise overlooking the river. The kind of place that didn't have neighbors, just views. She followed him inside, still clutching the wallet like a lifeline. The elevator ride was silent except for the faint hum of electricity. When the doors opened, the penthouse felt too large for one person. Everything gleamed: glass walls, marble floors, city lights bleeding in through rain. He turned to her. "Do you know why I left that wallet there?" She shook her head. It was a test. Her stomach twisted. A test. To see if honesty still exists. Amara blinked, her voice catching. "That's insane." "Is it?" he asked softly. "Or are you just not used to being seen?" She wanted to argue, but his words landed deeper than they should. His gaze lingered, unreadable. "You passed, Amara. But most people who pass don't stay long." That was the moment the air shifted. Not danger. Not love. Something in between, like both were waiting for her to make the wrong move first. Days turned into evenings spent at that penthouse. He offered her a job, temporary assistant, he said, though the tasks were never clear. Sometimes he'd ask her to sit across from him while he read. Sometimes to stay quiet and listen to the rain. It wasn't about work. It was about observation. And the more she watched him, the more contradictions she saw. He was ruthless in business calls, voice cold, decisive. But when he thought no one noticed, he'd trace the edge of his glass with a finger, lost somewhere far away. Once, she caught him staring at a photograph on his desk, two boys in suits, standing beside an older man. He turned the frame face down when he saw her looking. "You asked too many questions," he said. "I haven't asked any." Exactly. There was tension in the air, soft, dangerous, magnetic. One night, she found herself standing on the balcony, watching the rain blur the skyline. Loren joined her, jacket undone, the city light painting gold across his skin. "You think I'm cruel," he said. "I think you like control." He gave a faint smile. "Control is safer than chaos." She hesitated. "And what about trust?" He looked at her for a long time. "Trust is just another form of control. The prettiest lie we tell ourselves." Her chest tightened. She didn't know why, but the words hurt more than they should have. "Then why keep me here?" she whispered. He turned away, almost smiling. "Maybe I wanted to see what kind of lie you'd become." Every secret begins with a choice. To believe, or to pretend you don't. But that night, when she went to return a file to his study, she noticed something strange, a drawer slightly open. Inside were photos, not just of her, of others, women, places, files marked with initials. Her heart pounded. Her hands trembled as she flipped through them, until she found one marked AL. Her own initials, her photo again, and under it, a note scrawled in his handwriting. She hesitated before lying. Amara froze. Her reflection in the glass cabinet looked pale, foreign. She turned as the door opened behind her. Loren stood there, his expression unreadable. "What are you doing?" Her throat tightened. "What is all this?" He stepped closer. "You weren't supposed to see that." Her voice cracked. "You were studying me?" "No," he said quietly. "I was trying to understand you." Her laugh broke like glass. "That's what you call it." He took another step, close enough that she felt the heat of his breath. "You think I wanted this? You think I planned to?" He stopped himself. Amara's pulse raced. "To what?" "To care," he said softly. "And that's the problem." Amara didn't move. For a moment, the room felt suspended between his words and her silence. She searched his face for something real, but all she found was restraint. "You're lying," she whispered. "People like you don't care." Loren's jaw tightened. "People like me? You hide behind tests and files and riddles. You call it control, but it's fear, isn't it?" Her voice shook, but she didn't stop. "You're afraid of being known." The storm outside deepened. Thunder rolling softly like the sky itself was listening. He didn't deny it, just turned away, running a hand through his hair, tension written across his shoulders. When he finally spoke, his voice was quieter. "Maybe you're right, but that doesn't make what you found less dangerous." Her heart skipped. "Dangerous to who?" "To you," he said. Loren walks toward the glass wall. The city lights flicker in fractured reflections. Cool tones, blue shadows across his face. His posture stiff, fists unclenched, then clenched again. It was the kind of body language that meant he's fighting something he won't admit. Amara stepped closer, rain streaking down the window beside her. "What are you hiding, Loren?" He turned, eyes sharp, emotion flickering and gone. Something that can't be undone. Try me. He exhaled slowly, almost a laugh. You really don't know what kind of man you've been working for, do you? Silence. The hum of the rain filled the space between them. He walked to a small cabinet, opened it, and took out an envelope, thick, worn, sealed with a faded crest. He handed it to her. Read it. Her hands trembled as she tore it open. The first line made her stomach drop. It was a contract. Her name, her address, her signature, forged. She looked up, breath caught. What is this? A debt, he said. One your father left behind. You were the payment. Her world tilted. No, she shook her head, stepping back. That can't be true. It's all there. His voice was steady, too steady. He owed me more than money. He owed me silence. When he couldn't give that, he gave you. Her pulse raced. She couldn't breathe. You're lying. My father would never. Wouldn't he? Loren cut in, his tone sharp now, wounded. You think I wanted this? I didn't even know who you were until I saw you that first day at the cafe. Amara's chest tightened, not just from the revelation, but from something worse. The faint, flickering belief that he might be telling the truth. Some truths don't set you free. They chain you to the very thing you were trying to escape. Later that night, she sat in her apartment. Lights off, phone screen glowing in her hands. Her father's number. She hadn't called him in years. She pressed it now, her breath shaking. He answered on the third ring. Amara. Dad, she whispered. Did you ever meet someone named Loren Callum? The silence on the other end said everything. Please tell me it's not true. Her father's voice was small. I did what I had to do. Amara's heart fractured. You sold me. I protected you, he said, voice cracking. You were young, and I was drowning. He promised you'd never know. Her breath caught in a sob. He watched me for months, Dad. She choked. He made me part of a lie. I'm sorry. She hung up before the apology finished. The rain outside sounded louder now, as if the city itself pitied her. She stared at her reflection like it was a stranger. Her eyes looked older, colder. Sometimes betrayal doesn't come from the enemy. Sometimes it comes from the person who swore they'd die before hurting you. The next evening, Loren appeared at her door. No bodyguards, no pretense, just exhaustion. You shouldn't be here, she said, voice flat. I needed you to hear it from me. I already did. He looked down, jaw tight. Then let me say it differently. Body leaned slightly forward, hesitant, vulnerable. He took a breath. You weren't supposed to be real to me. You were supposed to be a transaction. But then you smiled and I forgot where the line was. Amara crossed her arms. You forgot? Or you just didn't care? He stepped closer. I cared too much. That's the problem. Her lips trembled. Then why didn't you stop? I tried. His voice cracked. Every day I tried. She stared at him, searching, doubting, wanting. And what happens now? Loren's eyes softened. You decide. Amara sits alone hours later, reading the contract again. Her mind spins between fury and heartbreak. Every choice she made now could either save her or destroy her twice. She grabbed the phone, dialing a contact she'd never thought she would, a journalist. Meet me in 1 hour, she said. I have a story. But the moment she stepped outside, a black car was waiting. The same one from before. The door opened. It wasn't Loren this time. It was a man she'd never seen. Miss Langley, he said smoothly. Mr. Callum requests you don't do that. Her pulse raced. Or what? Or someone you love pays for it. Amara froze. My father. The man's silence was the answer. She turned and ran, shoes splashing through puddles, heart hammering. She ducked into a subway entrance, breath sharp, adrenaline burning. She called Loren, voice shaking. They came for me. Where are you? He interrupted. Don't, she gasped. Don't act like you didn't send them. His voice was urgent. Amara, listen to me. They're not mine. It's my brother. Her steps faltered. You're what? I told you some truths, not all. You were part of a deal my father made, but my brother wanted to use that deal to control me. She pressed her back against the cold subway wall, trembling. You're saying I was leveraged? Yes. His voice cracked through the phone. And I swear I'm trying to fix it. Why should I believe you? Because if I wanted to ruin you, you'd already be gone. Her breath hitched, The raw desperation in his tone wasn't the voice of a manipulator. It was of a man who'd lost control of everything. "Stay where you are," he said. "Please." For the first time, the word please didn't sound like a command. Loren arrived minutes later, breathless, his shirt half-soaked. He looked different, stripped of his armor, eyes hollow. Amara faced him from across the platform. "Why didn't you just tell me the truth?" "Because I thought I could protect you from it." Her chest tightened. "And now?" He took a step forward. "Now I realize protection and possession look too similar when you're afraid." The lights flickered again, footsteps echoed behind him. Another man emerged. Older, cold smile, same sharp features. "Always cleaning up your mess, brother," he said. Amara's breath caught. "Leave her out of this, Damon," Loren warned. Damon's eyes flicked to her. She was never out of it. Before she could react, two men appeared behind her, black suits, silent. Her heart raced. "Give me the contract," Damon said. "Then you both can pretend this never happened." Loren's voice hardened. "That contract dies tonight." A gun cocked. Lightning flared outside. For a second, time broke. Then a struggle. A flash. The sound of a gunshot echoing off concrete. When the smoke cleared, Damon was on the ground. Loren's hand shook, the gun falling from his grip. He looked at Amara, pain and disbelief etched in his face. "I told you some things can't be undone." She ran to him, pressing his trembling hands together, whispering, "We need to go." He looked at her, eyes full of everything unsaid. "You should walk away." Her tears mixed with rain. "It's too late for that." They left the city before dawn. No names, no plans, just the sound of rain and the memory of what couldn't be forgiven. Loren never spoke of the night again. Amara never asked. But sometimes, when the world went silent, she'd catch him tracing the scar along his hand, a reminder of everything they'd lost. One evening, she whispered, "Do you ever regret it?" He didn't look at her. Every day. And yet, when he reached for her hand, she didn't pull away. Not because she forgave him, but because love, in its truest form, isn't clean. It's the echo left behind after everything breaks. Some lies begin as protection. Some truths end as punishment. But maybe the cruelest test of all is knowing which one you'd choose if you had to do it again. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Tell us, what would you choose? Truth or loyalty? Whispered Stories, where every whisper tells a story.